You know, as a great follower of the channel might say, John Walsh, if you get addicted to a suspense or crime drama, you're always wondering if you can find a place to tape it or find a place to get the DVDs or get them on bootleg. But this series, you rarely see it on syndication in Canada and the States. And if it has been on syndication in Canada, it's been years. I think it was one of the most underrated, what they call big crime investigative drama of the late 80s, early 90s, starring, of all people, William Conrad as the investigator and Joe Penny as the face. It's, of course, Jake and the Fat Man. Now, Jake and the Fat Man, the American crime drama TV series, starred the great William Conrad of Quinn Martin fame as prosecutor JL Jason Lochinvar, Fat Man McCabe, and Joe Penny as investigator Jake Stiles. Created by Dean Hargrove, Joel Steiger, and Ann Doherty, the series ran on CBS for 5 years from September 26, 87 to May 6, 92. Now, Diagnosis Murder, which aired from 93 to 2001, was a medical-oriented spin-off of Jake and the Fat Man that came to be a popular series on its own. Of course, it had great connections with Matlock. Now, this one, McCabe is an Hawaii-born, tough former Honolulu Police Department officer turned LA DA. He is teamed with a handsome, happy-go-lucky special investigator named Jake Stiles. They often clash due to their different styles and personalities. So it's kind of a weird show as well because William Conrad and Joe Penny, you wouldn't think someone so different would have great chemistry. But in the show, Fat Man travels hardly anywhere without Max, his pet bulldog, as well. The show was set in LA during the first season. After the end of Magnum P.I., the show was moved to Hawaii. The second and third seasons and half of the fourth was filmed in Honolulu. The show then returned to LA for the remainder of its run. Now, of course, Alan Campbell plays Assistant District Attorney Derek Mitchell. Now, the big recurring guest star, I met her before, very luminous actors. Melody Anderson plays Sergeant Neely Capshaw. Now, guest starring on the series including Alex Cord, Robert Culp, Denise Dowse, Scott Marlowe, Lee McCluskey, Ed Nelson, Leo Penn, Stephen Codros, Robert Reed, Mitch Ryan, Alan Scarf, Dwight Schultz, Ray Sharkey, and David Soul. Now, this is now part of Viacom, but Hargrove and Silverman and Fred Simmel and Joel Steiger were executive producers. Production locations in LA and Oahu. 45-minute episodes. The Fred Simmel and Company produce, with Strathmore Productions from 87 to 88, and Dean Hargrove Productions from 88 to 92, and of course Viacom being CBS. And again, the related series, Matlock and Diagnosis Murder. 5 seasons, 106 episodes. Now, Conrad did guest star as an aging prosecutor in a 2-part episode of Matlock during his first season at NBC. Executive producers Fred Silverman and Dean Hargrove decided to use this character as a model for one of the main characters in a new show they were creating for CBS. Penny also guest starred in 3 of these episodes, but his character was not on the same side as Conrad's character in the storyline's illegal case. Now, following the departure of Hargrove, EPs David Mosinger and Jerry Taylor were brought in to run the series with Silverman. They also hired J. Michael Straczynski as an executive story consultant. Taylor and Mosinger ran the show for 2 years before finally leaving a dispute over control over the show. Now, Straczynski has written that he was hired after pitching the story to let Conrad sit down for almost every scene, noting his own false slogan for the show, Jake and the Fat Man, he can't act, he can't walk, together they fight crime. Now, Joe Penny did lose a large amount of weight after the show moved to Hawaii, which led to many rumors about his health, including that possibility he had AIDS. In actuality, he had suffered from a gastrointestinal virus and was having difficulty regaining the weight he lost. When the show moved back to LA, it was also suspected that it was on Penny's urging. This was also not true, as the move was CBS's decision. Now, again, pilot episode, the movie, October 28, 86, and then the full series in September of 87, so technically 6 seasons. Now, CBS DVD, distributed by Paramount, released the first 2 seasons of Jake and the Fat Man on DVD in Region 1 between 2008-2009. As of June 2015, these releases have been discontinued and are out of print. Now, Visual Entertainment released Jake and the Fat Man, the complete collection, on June 23rd, 2017. Now, the 19th episode of the 4th season of Jake and the Fat Man, It Never Entered My Mind, featured Dick Van Dyke as Dr. Mark Sloan, a medical doctor who solves crimes. The success of that episode led initially to a series of 3 TV movies and then a weekly television series, Diagnosis Murder, that debuted on CBS on October 29th, 1993, and kind of was the replacement for Jake and the Fat Man on the schedule. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's a very interesting show. But when he played Cannon, he would stop and shoot his gun. It's not really the same thing, but William Conrad at that point was probably one of the most important, senior actors of that era. And when he passed away, ladies and gentlemen, in 94, it was a big, big loss for the entertainment industry, because when he was on Cannon all those years, it was just tremendous to see him do a strong character like that. Of course, he was a narrator, The Fugitive, for Quinn Martin from 63 to 67, Cannon from 71 to 76, and of course, he was doing all kind of TV movies. Also, he narrated Quinn Martin's Tale of the Unexpected for most of 77, but when he showed up on Jake and the Fat Man, again, that was a tremendous, get for CBS. And, they were trying to spin him off from Matlock, and just he rejigged it with Jake and the Fat Man. Now, he was also the narrator of a very underrated story series, Manimal, which has to be seen to believe when the main character can turn into, an animal at will, sort of like a mutant style. Now, his voice, again, tremendous. But he had a long association with NBC and CBS. But what I liked about Jake and the Fat Man, because I met Melody Anderson later on, long after William Conrad had died, Melody Anderson told him it was one of the best sets she ever worked on, because they seemed to be, they got into the characters quite well. You see, ladies and gentlemen, how it worked back then, TV had a whole bunch of heartthrobs, Scalia Brothers and Joe Penny. You have, our boys from Battlestar Galactica and the different series, like Hardcastle and McCormick, Simon and Simon, McRaney, everybody else. It was a weird time because the nighttime shows, again, they had something for everybody, but he also always had a face as part of the show, and that's what it gave. But the idea, I really don't know why syndication. You look at CHCH in Canada, they're showing Matlock, but they're not showing Diagnosis Murder and Syndication or Jake and the Fat Man, because this was sort of like the unofficial sequel to Y50, same type of plots, but again, I didn't want to see William Conrad in a bathing suit. It would have been too intense. I think at the best weight he was over 300, but like I said, pound for pound, or one of our greatest actors. That's not a joke. He was one of the best narrators only Orson Welles could compare. So that's the story of William Conrad's lead with Jake and the Fat Man, with our great handsome man, Mr. Penny. And like I said, I missed the show because it was always something interesting. So if you like what we're doing here with our TV vintage tributes, let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, or share.